Bill White's Midday Rant is a short, sharp take on what's happening and how it relates to you. Agree or disagree? Listen to middayrant.com today.
This would be funny if it wasn't so sad, but former Vice President Joe Biden has announced that he intends to run for re-election as president in 2024. And his campaign has already picked up support from Native Americans after tribe leader U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren on Sunday said she'd be supporting him. You may recall that Chieftain Warren ran against Biden in a very crowded Democrat presidential primary in 2020, but ended up endorsing him after she dropped out of the race. Putting aside Biden's age, at 78, Biden was the oldest resident of the White House ever inaugurated, and if Democrats were able to repeat the mail-in ballot fiasco that we experienced in 2020, he would be 82 at the start of his second term. Forget his age for a minute. The truth is that by all accounts, Biden is the worst White House occupant we've ever had. He's not ineffective. There are many who would welcome the return of a feckless Jimmy Carter to the White House. No, Biden is extremely effective at what seems to be the planned destruction of America. But before I go too far into this rant, I have a question. Who would be willing to throw their name into a hat and run for VP on Biden's ticket? Kamala Harris? Even she knows she's finished. Harris has always been in over her head. She's completely useless and everyone knows it. So I doubt the Democrat political machine would invite her, even if she remained delusional enough to accept. So who? Which Democrat would have the guts to face President Trump or even Florida Governor Ron DeSantis in a race that would naturally center on debating the performance of the Biden administration? We're only 14 months into an administration that has seen record inflation, record gas and energy prices, an open-door policy at the southern border, and runaway crime numbers that are beginning to make Sudan appear like a really nice vacation spot. And then there's the obvious questions over Biden's mental condition. Clearly he's suffering from dementia. Anyone who suggests otherwise should be charged with elder abuse. I could go on for 20 minutes listing all of the incidents that have been recorded, and his handlers will be aware of those that happened when the cameras were off. So obviously he's not fit for office, but then we knew that during the 2020 campaign when he hid in his basement and called a lid on events each and every day for what they described as a campaign. It was never a campaign. It was a prelude to a rigged election that was decided by the Democrat Party in 6 states. Anyone who considers becoming Biden's running mate must answer this question. How do you campaign blaming everything that's wrong with the country on the person at the top of your ticket? Perhaps you could let it be known that if you're elected, you'll trigger the 25th Amendment and get Biden out of office immediately after the inauguration, but otherwise, it's an impossible proposition. The American public are already fed up with Biden, and this is proven by his poll numbers. So ask yourself, who would commit the political suicide needed to support Biden? Of course, President Trump welcomes the opportunity to run against Biden again, but my worry is that the fake news media will paint it as an attack against a weak and feeble man, elder abuse, as I mentioned already. They'll make Biden appear the victim, and I fear he'll capture the sympathy vote. When you add that to the baked-in Democrat election fraud, God forbid, we'll see a repeat of 2020.